Those who simply want to set up shop and sell things at the Dededo Flea Market will no longer be allowed to do so, at least without being regulated. Much to their surprise, more than a dozen personnel from the Guam Fire and Police Departments and the Department of Integrated Services for Individuals with Disabilities swarmed the flea market early Saturday morning to address health and safety concerns. District Director Ben Servino.
Especially in the outskirts of the fenced area that's been paved, they've received a number of complaints from individuals in the community about, the inaccessibility. So did our office. We received a number of complaints about the inaccessibility of the area there, that private flea market area, and also the buffer zone along the Harmon Loop area that's owned by Public Works.
This Evaluation, Enforcement, and Compliance Unit organized the educational campaign to ensure activity at the flea market complies with the law. The task force includes the Dededo Mayor, her Planning Council, representatives from DPW, GPD, GFD, Public Health, Guam EPA, Revenue Tax, Land Management, and the Attorney General's Office.
Developed an educational plan so we can go up to the vendors and the owners of these businesses at the flea market area, especially along that, the old Butler building that's out there right now. It's very unsafe. There are people walking in there, parking in there. There are vendors along the strip, the buffer zone, that's selling items, and they've never gotten permits to sell over there. In fact, they're not allowed to get permits because that's a buffer zone.
Vendors were actually put on notice on June 30th. Now, the task force has informed vendors that they were illegally doing business along the sidewalks and grassy area in front of the old Butler building. Servino says the task force, including Guam Police and other law enforcement agencies, will be inspecting this weekend to ensure that there are no further violations or vendors will be issued citations.
I regret that none of this has been enforced in the past, but it doesn't mean that it's right that they continue.
Vendors who sell food must now have health certificates and sanitary permits, and ADA regulations must be complied with for accessible parking.
We aren't there to harass anybody. We're there to, again, promote equal access, promote safety and health, especially since the mayor's been receiving a number of complaints that people were getting food poisoning, people were getting injured when they're walking. I see a lot of tourists walking over there and they injure their ankles because they tripped the rocks in the terrain.
The task force is meeting this Thursday at the district office in Hagutnya. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Nick Delgado.